My name is Dan Fleyshman. I'm here with the legendary Vegas Dave. We're at Cars and Coffee, the sports card shop on Hollywood Boulevard. In the back, we have live breaking called At the Coffee Breakers, where tonight we're giving out a whole case of 2014 NFL Prizm Hobby to Vegas Dave's fans and a bonus stack of these cards of Derek Carr cards. That's what's actually getting given out tonight. They don't know that yet. We're going to pick those winners live. So today, we're going to talk about the sports card industry, business, charity. What are Dave's visions for the game? Could somebody give him $200 million to never watch TV again, never watch sports again? Tune in and watch out.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah, I was building on the lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on the plot and the scheme. The true style trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill. The breeze cut, freeze up, straight dropping the chills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares. A bomb base sky high. Check the movement is here. Yeah.
All right, so you have taken the sports card world by storm. I mean, when I first got into the game, everybody was talking about what you were doing, but then went from $900,000 card to a $3.9 million card, and now it's like, why? How? How did you see it? That's not like somebody puts up $400,000 2 years ago can't envision $4 million like you did.
I did. I mean,
I don't understand it.
When I made that video, when I bought the card, I made the video and I said in the camera lens, mark my words, this card will be the most expensive card and break the Honus Wagner record. And I took a lot of shit for it. I just had a vision. I just knew it's like supply and demand, one of one in the world. I knew Mike Trout was the best modern day player. And I had already secured the red out of 5 and like 10 oranges out of 25. So I knew I controlled the market. And I knew with my marketing and my branding that I could push that card. I just had a vision. And then when I put the red card for sale and I hit 900,000, I was expecting 500,000.
Right.
When it hit for 900,000, I was like, fuck it, it's time to sell. And $4 million,
$4 million.
Big flip.
So when something like that happens, what do you do? What changes? You're already rich. Do you go buy more cards, or you're out of that?
This is the first time, that's how I know I'm actually maturing. Because in the past, I'd go buy a $100,000 bottle of champagne.
Right.
I would take all the girls to Cabo to celebrate. Me, this time, I just went to work the next day, like another day in the life, and I put the whole money in a retirement fund. I'm not gonna touch the money until I retire and let the interest build. That's how I know I got my shit together. I'm not buying a Rolls Royce, I'm not buying a Ferrari, I'm not buying champagne, I just saved it. So it doesn't affect me. I just want the accomplishment of like, I told you so.
Right, okay, so Mike Trout, do you have any Mike Trout cards left?
Gone. Last one just sold in the auction. All 10 oranges are gone, the red's gone, the super's gone. I'm done.
Done. All right, who's next?
It's just Derek Carr, man.
Derek Carr.
And people think I'm crazy again, but we can share your experience with what happened today this week, Derek Carr. But my vision for Derek Carr, so like Carr just had a shitty game against the Falcons. People talking shit.
Of course.
Listen.
They're waiting to talk.
Yeah, they can't wait. They understand I have a 2 to 3 year vision. My thing is when I found out the Raiders are gonna move to Vegas, it's gonna be the biggest thing that ever hit sports entertainment. NFL is not stupid. Why did the Raiders have 5 primetime games this year? 5.
Marketing.
Because they know their market. NFL's not stupid. They didn't even make the playoffs, the Raiders. It's gonna have more primetime games this year than the Chiefs did, the Super Bowl winners. But when that stadium opens next year, and they sign free agents because people are gonna wanna play in Nevada for tax reasons, and they actually have a wide receiver core. Look at Carr this year. Pro Bowl numbers, he has the worst wide receiver core in football. Even the Bengals have A.J. Green. They have the worst receivers. Their best receivers are tight end Waller. When they get a number 1 receiver and actually some other receivers, he's gonna put up crazy numbers. And when they make that Super Bowl run in 2 or 3 years, these Derek Carr cards going for $1,000, $2,000 will be $100,000, $200,000 a piece. Mark my words.
All right, so we're doing a giveaway tonight. And so for the last week, I went around trying to find Derek Carr cards that I could give away and that you could give away live during the promotion. I went to 7 different stores. And you can hear the frustration because I got nothing. I luckily ended up buying all these because I found a private seller to come over here. One of our employees found it for me. I drove to 7 stores. They didn't have a $10 card, an $80 card, let alone a $10,000 fit. I wanted to give away some $2,000 cards. Didn't exist. And every single store owner explained to you.
Really?
Every single one of them with passion. They're like, we don't have any. We can't get them. And they're again, I'm not talking about just like the rare cards. Literally everything, $50, $200, $500, all gone, completely gone.
So I didn't know that. I only thought the high limit ones, because I promoted the National Treasure, the cracked ices, and people on eBay were messaging me like, dude, I just sold $500,000 of Derek Carr cards in 3 weeks. Like, you just made me and my family holidays. Thank you. But I just only promote what I believe in, you know? So I didn't know even the little cards were gone.
Yes. So him as a player, it's to me, the reason I got into the sports card game is supply and demand. I like investing in things that I can see, feel, and touch. And I think it's different than Bitcoin. Obviously, I like Bitcoin, but I can't see, feel, and touch it. Once you buy it, it sits in your wallet and forever, right? Or you're not going to really use it or go spend money at Starbucks with Bitcoin. With my sports cards, I can go into my closet or my safe. I can open it up. I'm like, oh, there it is. When I opened the sports card shop, I refused to have any sports cards in my home because I knew that I would, as a gambler, if I have, there's some LeBrons or some Jordans, I'm not going to stop, right? That's how, by the way, that's how the store opened. Was Gary Vee asked me to come with him to Chicago to the National Convention. National is the biggest sports card convention. So I go to Chicago. I was going to go for one day. I ended up staying for the whole week.
And bought a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah. And this is, over a year and a half ago now. And I was buying Jordan, LeBron, and just cards that they were talking about, National Treasures boxes. I was buying the 2019 Prism Hobby box, the NBA boxes, for $375. Those are $3,000 now. But I bought a ton of them, not knowing it was going to go up like that. I had no idea. I don't want to say I'm a prophet like you knew it. I was buying because I loved it. But then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, I was buying these Luka cards for a few $100s, now they're a few thousand. And I was buying these LeBrons for a few thousand, now they're 10,000. And everything was like, not a little change, I'm talking about 400%, 600%. And then my brain, I was like, okay, this is crazy. And Gary Vee kept mentioning that somebody should open up like the Netflix of sports cards, like the cool sports card shop. And I was like, oh, I'll do it. But the card shop itself is not necessarily what I care about as far as the traffic. It's the online traffic that I care about. So the card shop is like my flag in the ground. We're here on Hollywood Boulevard, one of the most famous streets on the planet. That's why I'm here.
It's marketing.
Right. People feel comfortable sending me millions of dollars in cards. People feel comfortable that I'm going to ship their cards to them the next day. People feel comfortable where most online breakers are doing it at their apartment.
The basement, yeah.
Right? And so if you're going to buy a $5,000 box, like you're like, hey, I want to buy 3 $5,000 boxes, you felt comfortable because it's here.
Yeah.
But would you spend $15,000 with some random kid in a
Can't
apartment?
trust people nowadays.
And so I like that the kids are doing it, but for myself, I needed to keep my brand super pure and clean. I wanted to build a full-fledged operation. And so I started with, it ended up being 1.9 million as my initial collection, my personal collection. And then other people started sending on consignment their cards. So some Steve Aoki, DJ Ski, they started sending their cards, and now we started to get a couple $1 million of other people's cards in here as well. But ultimately the store is for the live breaking, which is what we're going to do tonight, where we're giving away $10,000 to your fans.
And I'm also buying 3 boxes of what?
The National Treasures. So he was like, oh, what's the best box in the game? I said, oh, National Treasures, that's the best box. They're like $4,500, $5,000. Some people sell them for $5,500. And he was like, oh, how many do you have? I said, well, there's 3 left. He said, okay, I'll take all 3. So tonight, what people are going to see in the live breaks is where we rip open a case of 2014 of this. This is an individual box. We're going to rip it open a sealed case. So there's 12 of these boxes. So 12 of your fans are going to win 1 full box each. Mm-hmm. And each box has 12 packs. So every single fan, as we open it, we live break it. Let's say Johnny wins and Jennifer wins. We open up their packs. And live breaking is where you open the packs for them on camera, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, every platform. And during that, you're explaining to them what the cards are. And you fast forward through all the rookies and all the random cards and the common cards. And then boom, Derek Carr, oh! There's the excitement to that. But why people like it, it's a form of gambling. Because you're sitting at home, you don't know if you're going to get, you spend $500 for a spot. You don't know if you're going to get a $20 card or a $20,000 card. You don't know.
And the design card says worth how much? $700,000, $500,000?
Oh, and the National Treasure box is over $500,000.
I'm gonna pull it today. I'm gonna pull it. And the world's gonna hate me even more.
The world would hate that for sure.
It's gonna happen.
So National Treasures has what's called the Logo Man. It's a one-of-one Zion. And there's people that have bids out there that are saying, they're called a bounty. There's a bounty of over $500,000. If anybody gets that one-of-one card, somebody will instantly pay you $500,000 for it. And there's been offers up to $600,000-700,000 for it. So yeah, so National Treasures box as well. But for tonight, we're opening this up. Inside, people can now get Derek Carr cards, other rookie cards from the 2014 year. But for you, it's most people sell spots in these things. So live breaking, like I showed you some of our numbers, we did over $500,000 in live breaking in our second month. $300,000 the first month, $500,000 in our second month. People are paying for spots. You offered, hey, let's just give it out to everybody. And that was pure, because a lot of people that want to get into this game, everything they do is just to make money,
Everybody wants to make money.
Yes. And listen, there's nothing wrong with people wanting to make money. It's how they make their money that matters. So you've gotten so much flack over the years, right? One of the most loved and hated in the game, which is fantastic because that's how people build huge brands. The Kardashians proved it better than anybody. You love to hate them. You either love them, you hate them, or you love to hate them.
Polarizing.
There's no in between. Nobody's just like, oh, the Kardashians. No, you're on one side or the other.
That's how it is with me.
Right? It's the same with you. And so, like when I was promoting this, I promote on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, my group chats. I have 4 group chats with Gary Vee, and I send the flyers to everybody. Half the audience is like, what the fuck are you doing? The other half is like, oh, that's so dope. Oh my God, that's so dope. That's so cool. How? Why?
I'm two people. This is David Wancho right now, the real me, that lives with his mom and dad, eats dinner 6 times a week with them, really humble, just works. And there's Vegas Dave. Click the link, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, sweat the fuck up, I got the fucking winners. And that's that character. But that character is the marketing tool that gets them to see David Wancho. And then I monetize off David Wancho because I see how hard I work, the results. I mean, I sell my picks $1,000 a pick. For one pick, next year it's gonna be $2,000. And I'm gonna get that too, because that's how good I am. And people trust me, and I produce results. And people love me because I make the money, and people hate on me. But I always say, haters only hate on winners. Haters don't hate on losers. And now I'm immune to it. You know, so it's like the day all the people that talk shit about me has never said anything to my face.
Right.
I make it very clear where I'm at. I'll be in Cabo next week at Mango Deck. I've never seen anyone come up and ask for pictures and you're the GOAT. I've never, you know, so it's all keyboard warriors. But the day people stop talking about me means I'm no longer relevant, and it's just, I don't pay attention, because the real people can see who's real.
Sure.
You wouldn't be doing anything with me if I was a fucking fraud.
Right. Absolutely not. So what do you want to happen in the industry? Like, why are you so passionate about the game?
Which game?
The sports industry, not just sports cards, like the sports industry.
Well, I know the sports betting industry is going to be an $82 billion industry. I am the face of that, and I know I'll become a billionaire from that, but I want people to understand that it's no different from investing in 401ks, IRA, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. People put money in stocks, $10,000, and they're happy if it turns to $10,500 a year later. People are doubling, tripling their money. I mean, I just went 25-2 in college basketball. Does that happen all the time? No, but people can make a shit ton of money. And now that gambling's becoming legal, people are now, see, before gambling was bad.
Right.
But now it's like, wow, you can really make money off of it. So I just know that whoever gets in the sports betting industry will be big. But the problem why I have so much haters is because I make more money in 1 month than all my competition together in the whole year. And they don't understand how I can do it, but it's just a lot of...
How does he do it?
It's a lot. You got to have the marketing. You have to have the sales, relentless work ethic, and you have to sacrifice. I gave up a relationship, friendships, travel. I work 18 hours a day, but also you need results, because listen, people can't keep paying $1,000 a pick if you're losing. Right. I'd make $1 million one day and $0 for the rest of the month. And I don't make less than 50 to 100 grand a day now. So it's impossible. There's not gonna be another, I'm like the Trout's a 1-on-1, I'm a fucking 1-on-1. And I have no problem showing that. And, you know, they did a survey, said what's the most sought after profession by a male. 1 was professional sports bettor. 2 was commissioner of the NBA. 3 was commissioner of NFL. So in retrospect, every guy wants to do what I do. I think that's why I get so much hate.
Derek Carr walks in, he just gets a $200 million contract, and he says, Vegas Dave, I will give you all $200 million, but you can never watch or bet or look at any sports ever again.
No, I can't be bought. I'd say I'd give you all your best football cards. Let's do it. Let's just shoot some content together. That's how my thing is. Like, you know what? How about I give you all your cards? The crazy thing is, If Mike Trout would have reached out to me, I would have given him the card for free.
Wow.
That's my vision. I know you believe me.
Yes.
You know I'm not.
Yep.
That was my vision. If he ever reached out to me, I would have gave him that card for free.
Wow.
And shot a video with him just for that piece of content, because I'm sure he wants that card. And I would have given it to him for free. So Derek Carr earplugs, earmuffs, Derek Carr. But you know, I would.
Yeah. So what's funny is when LeBron James saw, remember his card sold for.
He commented on it.
He instantly commented that he had 2 of them. And that one little comment made the entire industry go so excited. Why does that matter? You are the loudest, most prominent voice in the sports card space.
You still think so?
Even though you only dabble. I dabble. You pick one guy and you're all in. Mike Trout, fuck, millions of dollars. Derek Carr, I'm gonna fire millions of dollars. And you go all in on this one thing. There is no one in the sports card space that doesn't know of you or talk about you.
See, when you told me the other day, like, let's do it together, you're the biggest name in the sports card industry. I was watching that game with my dad. I'm like, the biggest name? So I don't know what goes on in that shit. I'm so focused on what I do. I don't know what goes on outside. So I didn't even know people, I was still relevant till you told me. I was like, really?
Well, you broke a record, obviously, with Mike Trout, which is going to be really hard to break. It's not like there's a bunch of Honus Wagners out there that can, even if they would go to that price, which they probably won't, there's not the buyer or the seller, because somebody has to want to sell it, right? And then you got to have someone that has $3.9 million to buy your card too, right? You have to have both sides of the spectrum. And so I think it's tough for someone to beat that record. Could it happen someday? Maybe.
Usually it'll be a private sale. Right. People don't want to know that they spent the money. Me, I was loud. My vision was, I'm gonna let everyone know how crazy I am, and I'm gonna make this happen. Most people are hush hush. They want to do it behind closed doors.
And in the sports card industry, I'm hoping to see more athletes come in and invest in themselves or their friends.
They should. Why aren't athletes, if you're a rookie, why don't you buy all your rookie cards? If you believe in yourself, you're gonna get a $20 million contract. You could be an entrepreneur as well, so you can make money off your contract and make money off your production.
Right, even if you just spent 5-10% of your, just buying up a couple $100,000 of your own cards, what if you're right and it goes to a couple million? If you're wrong,
bet on yourself.
Right, if you're wrong, it's yours, it's your name on it, but also your friends. Like, you play on the same team as the next player that you're like, man, this guy's gonna be great.
Buy him up, buy that stock up.
Buy him up. It's like the stock market, but it's
the only person I think is gonna pull this off is Mark Cuban. He's the only billionaire entrepreneur, so Cuban.
Buy every Luka card, Cuban.
You missed out on Dirk's.
Right. Luka is single-handedly the biggest card of 2018. Luka's my biggest investment. I have 300 of those. I believe in Luka. Zion was the biggest marketing in 2019. But Luka, to me, is a generational player. If Mark Cuban with lunch money for him, with a couple percent, with 0.1% of his net worth, could buy up a huge amount of the collection and own the supply for himself. The
owners, that if they have the draft, if they draft their rookie, the first pick, they should buy all the rookie cards. If they're going to pick them number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your first round pick, why aren't you buying up the stock of the baseball, football, basketball, baseball cards of that player? You're just tripling down on your investment. Right.
No, I think it has to happen. One of my biggest passions in this space is to get more and more athletes and rappers and influencers into the game, because I want them to look at this as a new traditional asset.
They got to have an open mind, because I remember at the beginning of the day, everyone said I bought a piece of cardboard for $400,000 instead of a house, and I was crazy. So everyone still thinks it's crazy. You got to get people to have an open mind.
Yeah, there's no houses that go from $400K to $4 million in 2 years. You got to wait 25 years for that.
No labor.
Right.
Couple YouTube videos and Instagram posts.
So the next phase, 2021. Mm-hmm. Will you be investing in the sports card business?
No.
Just Derek Carr.
I already stocked up on the best cars. My vision's 2 to 3 years when they win the Super Bowl or make it the Super Bowl, and then I'll sell them. I'm looking for the next big thing. I don't know if I told you. That's why I said by me doing this, I want to come speak with you. My vision is not to be, in the sports betting industry forever. My vision is inspiring people, sharing my story, and talking on a stage. I want to be a speaker and teach people about the mistakes I made, how they can prevent from making those mistakes, and how I became a multi-millionaire off my phone in my parents' den. I want to inspire people, and that's what I want to do. That's my future. I got the book coming out and the documentary. We had to hold off this year because of the climate going on and COVID. No one's doing shit right now, so we have to wait till 2022. It's crazy. I just Zoomed with Scott Bernstein for a couple hours. He did was it, Straight Outta Compton, you know, so we're talking to him about doing my movie. So I got big things coming, but my goal is to be on stage and inspiring people. Like, I want to go on stage with my phone and say, watch this. Click the link in bio, I got the winner, and watch me make $200,000 in 2 minutes. And show the world that if I can make 200, 300,000 in 10 minutes, why can't you make 2 grand? And am I 2 million times better than you? No, I just work harder. And what's between my ears, my mind space, is stronger than everyone else. That's what I want to show the world, like, this is possible. It really is, why can't you do it?